I met Hank when I volunteered at a local hospice care. I would read stories and talk about current events or whatever with the patients. Hank seemed to like me the best, so I spent most of my time with him, usually at the end of the day before I would take the bus home. Hank was originally from Italy. He could speak both English and Italian, but for my visits he tried to keep it to English, while I brushed up on my Italian. He may have suffered from some memory loss or dementia, but the nurses didn't tell me all that much. They did, however, trust me enough to bring Hank his small cup of pills and a cup of water each night. I had the feeling they were themselves tired of listening to old Hank talk at length and were happy to have me take over that role. While reading a story in the newspaper about a murdered hotel employee, Hank started to cry. He was mumbling in Italian something I didn't understand. He went silent, but time was up, so I had to go. During the next visit, I asked Hank why he cried, and after some coaxing, he told me that he murdered a couple people when he was a young man. I felt frozen. "I'm the ghoul," he would say. He described murdering a waitress with a knife, leaving her in the back of a diner, inside a closet, going back inside to use the bathroom and then leaving. The other murder involved an ice pick and someone's eyes, their head in a vice. Listening to Hank tell me this and his English sent shivers down my spine. I never felt so much despair. "Stop it!" I cried and covered my ears. One of the nurses overheard the outburst and asked if we were okay. Hank's admission gave me endless nightmares, yet I continued to visit him, although the atmosphere was now ice cold. I quietly closed the door to Hank's room. After giving him his sleeping pills, I firmly held a pillow over his face. Hank quietly passed on to the other side. For years, maybe 10, I don't know, I thought of Hank every day and what I had done. I walked in darkness alone at night many times, drinking heavily. The other night I'm sitting in a local bar called The Library, watching an Italian horror movie projected on the back wall. It showed a young man in dark clothing and wearing a ghoulish mask, lingering in a diner. He drags a waitress out back and murders her, cutting her throat with a knife. He places her in a closet, then goes back inside to use the bathroom before exiting. I almost dropped my drink and decided to leave. Now, standing outside, I continued watching the movie from the sidewalk. The man in the ghoulish mask pulled an ice pick out of his pocket before approaching a woman with her head in a vice.